Hi everybody, it's PJ, and it's Wednesday. I'm sorry I didn't get some videos going for you for the last couple days, but I was having problems with my camera actually. So I'm gonna hope tomorrow I do a February favorites for you guys, and you can see all the things I've been using. I wanted to tell you a story this morning. Another story. I am full of stories. I am like the storyteller. Like, I could tell you stories about my mom, which is like crazy batshit. I can tell you stories about esoteric experiences, stuff I did when I was a kid. I mean, I wasn't a good kid. No, I wasn't. Isn't that surprising that I was not a good child? I mean, I wasn't horribly bad. I just didn't listen and did what I wanted and left very young. But it was back in the day, and you could do that back then, and kind of it wasn't as creepy as it is now, because now you can't do it. I mean, it's too dangerous. But I probably was dangerous back then, but we just didn't realize it. I mean, everybody was doing it, so like thumbing it across the country, stuff like that. We just didn't know. We just didn't, like, we were so stupid. Probably more of a possible victim than people are now, because you're so aware now, where we weren't aware. We just went with it, you know. Oh yeah, party in a cornfield? Sure, let's go. But I did have an experience that happened when I was young. Me and a girlfriend of mine were at the mall, actually, right outside of Philadelphia, and I was always such a freaking rebel, such an Aries. This girl came up to us, and she's doing the "Have you heard the word of Christ lately?" So me and my girlfriend are like, no, not really. And she's like, well, blah 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 blah. She goes through her little speech, but she's my age. She's this hippie chick, basically. You know, she's got a flannel shirt on. She's pretty. Well, this security guard sees her, grabs her up, like physically grabs her up, and says, you know, I told you before, get out of here, blah, blah, blah. And me being me, I was like, this is my friend Julie. I didn't even know this chick's name. And he's like, this is not your friend. She's bothering you. She's harassing you. And I'm like, no, Julie said she was going to meet me here, and I met her here, so why are you throwing her out? Well, needless to say, he didn't believe me, and he threw us all three out. Me and my girlfriend and this chick, who I can't remember her name, so long ago, but there's a pretty interesting twist on this. So she said, well, why don't you come to the house and meet Levi, our preacher? So we didn't care. We could go anywhere. We'd do anything. So I was like, all right. And my friend was like, all right. So we got down there to the house, and, you know, there's all these hippies. I mean, they were just, you know, long-haired dudes and good-looking dudes and young chicks in jeans like us. They were like trying to, get us to be one of them type thing. And I'm such a skeptic. I was like going along on one level, but on the other, I knew I would never commit to this. You know what I mean? So we were just having fun, you know, something new, something different. And they had this big house in Media that was open to anybody. You could come in at any time. So one night they called, you know, a couple of girls called and said, why don't you come down, you know, we're having this thing. So I called my friend. She's like, sure, let's go. We were like actually making friends with some of the girls. And they were good people, like, don't get me wrong. It's just that they didn't get high, and we were absolute stoners. They kept trying to show us, like, how we needed to get like them. We get there, it's only two chicks. The chick from the mall, who I can't remember her name, and this other chick named Lisa, who was hysterical. She's like one of the funniest people I knew. Like, she was like me more. She was like a stoner, and she, you know, had done all this stuff, just similar to my life. And, but she was trying to become like straight and this and that for this. And, she was funny. She was just so funny. So we sat down and we were just talking amongst ourselves, and this door opens and this guy comes in. And I said, who's that? And she said, the two girls say, I don't know, I never saw him before. So I was like, huh. And the first, because I had always been into the esoteric stuff and psychic work and all that stuff. Even when I was like 12, I was looking up, shit out of the library about witchcraft and stuff, which is always what I've done. So when he first walked in, the feeling I got, like, literally made my heart beat. It was like, okay, this is not a good person. And when he came through, because we were in the kitchen, it was this big old house in Media, like, probably had like 6 bedrooms, an old like farm kind of house, and it might have been Rose Tree, but in that area. He comes into the light of the kitchen, and literally he goes like this from the light. His eyes were so dilated, like this guy has taken like a dozen hits of acid or something. Like, literally, I'm like, holy fuck, this guy's really screwed up. So he's like, where is everybody? Like, not even nice. And the house was open, like anybody could come and sleep if you were thrown out, whatever. And the girl that, I wish I could remember her name, the girl that was at the mall said, well, everybody, whatever, be back soon. And he says, I have a message for Levi. And that was their, like, preacher dude. Like, this dude was real nice. He had a wife and a little kid. And, his name was Levi. We thought that was cool as shit. You know what I mean? Like, who knows? His name was probably Marvin or something. Like, we don't know. So she says, well, Levi will be here later on tonight. But all of us are looking at one another like, here's the moment where this guy's dangerous, and you just knew it, that you felt it coming from him. You felt this aura of, and we're chicks, we're young, tiny, none of us weighed over 120 pounds. We were like little tiny chicks sitting at a kitchen table, cute, in our teens. Nobody really knows where we are. This is a dangerous moment. And I was just like, oh my God, this guy's like, there's something wrong with this guy. So he's like, well, can you get a hold of him, Levi? And she says, like an idiot, because we're stupid, we don't have a phone at the house. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, oh, don't say that, because then now this house is not on the beaten path. And I'm thinking this guy could, like, so right away I'm examining weapons. I'm like looking across the counters to, like, what can I grab? Honestly, he's scared. I was starting to get really super scared. And so is my friend. And this girl, the one from the mall, and Lisa, like, shut up. And she's like the person that could never shut up. Do you know what I mean? Like, she was like, blah, blah, blah. A funny joke, like funny, like sarcastic funny. And she, like, shut down. She's just like. So the chick that was like the heaviest into this whole religion just turns to him and starts, like, quoting stuff out of the Bible. And what did she say? Hold on. She, like, basically banished him. It was amazing. She turns to him and she's like, I don't know anything, unfortunately, much, other than Hail Mary, full of grace, God is sweet, blah, blah, and Our Father. Like, pretty much it. I mean, I knew the stories, but, I couldn't quote anything. And this chick just started quoting shit at him about him being a demon. And this guy was like, it was like something out of a movie. He was like, and then the more she said, she didn't say the word banish. Rebuke. I rebuke you. Oh my God, this guy freaks out like it's, the holy water on the Exorcist thing. Like, swear to God, like, freaks out. and she stands up, like, and she was the littlest one of all of us. I mean, this guy was big. He was like he was also older. He was also maybe 20, and we're in our early teens, you know. But she just went after him, like, with all these scripture and this and that, and he, like, started backing up, and she literally talked him out of the house. He just was horrified, like, scared of her, not us, but scared of her, like, instantly. And all the doors were always open on this place, and after she like got up and literally pushed him with her words out the door, and we were just like, ooh, we were so scared. And she shut the door and locked it and turned to us and said, lock that back door. So we ran back, because we were following her. We ran back to the kitchen and locked the back door, and then she started crying. And I was like, oh my God, what if he comes back? And she was like, he won't come back. That was a demon. And, you know, I was like, I'm just such a damn skeptic. You know, it's amazing, because I absolutely believe in witchcraft. And I believe in everything like that. I believe spells are real. I believe that we can get what we want by just thinking about, like, manifesting it in our mind, putting it out to the universe, and getting exactly what you want. Like, I believe that. I've watched it happen. I watched it happen in my own life many times. And I believe that there is demons, and I believe in some kind of deities, but I don't know, like, I don't believe enough to say, yes, it's one thing or another. There's no proof to me, and I know that's fate and all that. And I do believe there's a God, because there is a part of your brain that if you put, like, you know, electrodes or whatever on your brain and you're reading the waves, there's a part of your brain that lights up when you pray or meditate that doesn't light up for anything else. So every part of your body has either has a recessed reason to being there, like your appendix, like we used it once when we were eating raw meat and now we don't, or it has a reason. So why have this part of your brain if there's no God? So I don't believe that we make it up to make ourselves feel better. But I don't know what, you know, the true God is, you know, where in America it's very Christian, but you go to other countries and it's very Muslim. Like, who's right? I don't know who's right. I use them all because I believe that all of them have magic in them. So, I mean, I do voodoo all the time. I love voodoo, love New Orleans. My son lives down there. My whole husband's side of the family is all connected to New Orleans. So I love New Orleans and all that. But, like, who's right in this? Like, the islands have, and then you look at, like, ancient religions, which is, I love ancient religions, like Congo and Rada and Santeria. And I'm not an expert on any of them, but I try to play with, like, what they have to offer, because I think they all have to offer, like, some magical thing. But that night, that chick spoke words, and that possessed person, whether he was possessed with drugs or whether he was possessed with an actual demon, I don't know. I would say demon. We felt it when he walked in. There was something wrong. And I've been on plenty of acid trips. Sorry, it's just the truth. I'm not going to lie here. So, I've been on lots of acid trips, and with people that weren't great on acid trips. Like, I want to tell you, like, different stories of that, like back in the day stories. But anyway, I did a lot of stuff, and I never saw anything like it. So, that's my touched by a demon story. So, anyway, I'll tell you more stories as we go along the way. If you'd like to follow me down the rabbit hole that is my life, hit the button down below and subscribe. Give us a like if you like me telling stories to you. I got a ton. Not that you could stop me, probably, because I'm a talker. I'm a Jewish talker, because that's what I was born. Anyway, and yeah, the magic's in you. Go get what you want, manifest it, think it, do it. It's real. Believe it, and you'll have it. All right, guys, have a great day.